if he wants to
okay. I started recording. Yes, no problem.
Okay. So what I heard is the third direction that ThreeFold is taking into this crystal twin, a virtual avatar, and that's where my heart just jumped in regards to a potential synergy with David in that regard there. Yeah. I would love to hear David's comments there, and after that, I would love to hear also Mohan speaking about these concepts that we discussed with Christoph in the past, and this Holochain-based token. Yep. But maybe David, Mohan, you want to do it now? Before we jump on the avatar discussion, maybe you discuss this token Holochain-based concept based on coherence, or whatever you feel is irrelevant right now based on the previous conversations that we had with Christoph.
I think Mohan is either driving or something.
Mohan,
yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, brother.
So I got a last minute chore to go and pick up my roommate. So I'm just on the last mile of that ride to reach his office.
Okay.
So I would love if you guys could spare me 10 more minutes so I can be a passive listener, and in 10 minutes I can fit in the conversation.
Cool. Perfect, Mohan. Perfect. Yeah. Maybe David, you want to comment on the avatar thing while Mohan gets in a good place?
Yeah. So so I'm not sure. I think it's because I didn't have much sleep last night and echo and that, so I'm not picking up everything that you're saying, and because also the accent. That's another reason I asked to record. Play back. Yeah, so I kind of hear bits of it basically, but I know about because I've been working on some different parts, so I'm about to start getting into the code again. I've had 3 months of doing interviews and group calls and blogs and videos, and now getting back into the code again. I'm about to do the ThreeFold provider, but I researched ThreeFold quite in depth about 4 months ago. I think it was 4 or 5 months ago. I think it was the grid 2.2. I think it was then. I think, and I joined the Telegram group. So talking to I forgot his name now. I gave him Zed. It's a really nice community you had, and the Zero OS looking at, because I wanted to because I've got a Holoport here, which Raymond know about, and I'm basically it runs on Nix OS. That's what they use, and I forked that code, and I want to basically create that into an OASIS node. It runs what I call an O node, and when I researched you guys, it looks like it'd be easy to use what you've got now of your grid to start off with, because you're a bit further ahead than Holochain, what I can see. Holochain is still not beta yet, and I'm still waiting patiently, which is fine. I'm patient, not other people who get very stressed with it. I know we're building a new internet, we're building stuff that hasn't been done before, so it's going to take time. So I'm cool with it, but it's looking like what I want to do, I can actually do for you guys, because I need something to host, basically. I need distributed decentralized hosting. And when I started looking into what you've got, I looked at Zero OS, and I wanted to fork that, and I got really excited the things I can do with that, because looks a lot of potentials. That's where I was looking. That's where I want to start, technically looking at what I can do with that. Because it look quite open and free, and then working out how to build, and start building OApps, OASIS applications, that we call OApps, on top of that. So basically, I need to go through the traditional ThreeFold development process, become like a ThreeFold app developer first, to learn more about how you build on Zero OS, and then I can start. Once I understand it, then the cogs will start turning. So in a way, it's the initial introduction, but I think in about a few weeks, because I'm going to start looking a few weeks a month, then when I really get into the ThreeFold zone, then it's going to be quite exciting what we can do, I think.
Cool.
Absolutely.
I can,
Nikolai,
sure. I can explain a couple of basic concepts, core concepts that may be useful for you to understand better what you're trying to solve, and then using this core vision, it will be easier for you to understand other things. First of all, if you, I can share it right now, or take time right now, or Benji, if you want to add something, or Lumi.
Oh no, I just want to say that Nikolai mentioned earlier about ThreeBot. I think David, I'm not sure if you got involved with the ThreeBot. So there's the SDK version, and you can also deploy your online ThreeBot, which is this basically Docker container. But it really gives you access to this sea of compute and storage capacity, directly locally on your own computer, and you can do like different stuff with it. And it's pretty exciting. Like perhaps if you haven't tried it out, like that's the get started point. And
So
I've got the FreePod. Yeah, that's what I got to, because I downloaded the FreePod app, because basically I was looking at zero OS, and then I was looking at the FreePod, and I had because you're still like early days as well. I had a few problems with it, and then you guys are really supportive. What the community was, and I got a bit further, but then I got pulled in a different direction. It's imagine my project. I got like billion different avenues, and it's hard to know where to focus on. And I was going where the potential funding was going to come from. So I had to like park the ThreeFold part temporarily and move on to another bit. But now I'm circling back. But I have to say, like my first impressions, I was really excited. I'm like a geek and technical stuff, and I saw a lot of potential. I love holochain too. And I just feel like my intuition was like, both you, holochain and ThreeFold, was like, that's the future. That is the new internet. That is what it's going to be built on. And I said, I don't see competition rather than trying to compete. It's like, let's use the best of both worlds. So I think both you and holochain have a key part to play, and I want to harness the power of both of them and get them to work together, and we can build something really, really magical, something really special together. That's where I'm kind of at.
Let me try to explain. So we have like several layers. Like a core layer that we currently like putting most of our efforts right now is a capacity layer, and we try not to position ourselves as competitors to other blockchain projects and to holochain also. That's why we reached out to holochain guys and proposed to work together. We see that we are trying to build this decentralized autonomous capacity that can be power all blockchain networks and non-blockchain workloads also. And our main offer to blockchain projects is, hey guys, like you can host your nodes and your dApps on AWS and on Google Cloud, but you can use through this decentralized cloud capacity and control everything yourselves. And like we are getting like really great response from most of these projects. And so we are not trying to compete. We try to provide capacity to all of them and power all of this decentralized ecosystem. So this is like our offer from this capacity layer. And regarding this crystal twin is kind of our vision how we can utilize this autonomous capacity that we are building in a unique way to solve some of the core problems that we are facing around humanity in terms of data sovereignty, like constant hacking, etc., like your digital independence and sovereignty. So this crystal twin is kind of application that it's a solution that will use best of what this decentralized capacity will offer. So it's different layers on one on top of another. And from this, crystal twin will come later, but right now we already have this capacity and we are trying to offer it to everyone. Regarding this capacity, what are some of the like unique features of this capacity is that it works as a smart contract for IT. I don't know, did you hear about this concept already or read about this? Not yet. Okay. Smart contract for IT. For IT. Let me
for core IT.
Let me if you don't mind, I will share my screen.
Yeah, better in text. So I can't always say. I think I'm missing some words sometimes.
How it works. Yeah. So we have detailed explanation in our wiki. Do you see my screen?
David, on the screen. David, they're sharing screen. Sorry. Go on.
Okay. Do you see my screen? Okay. So so this is so what we're trying to build is autonomous capacity that works without human intervention. And here is the typical process. IT expert creates solution or recipe how software should work. People or users, you deploy, send request, hey, ThreeFold grid, I need such and such solution to be run on my capacity. You can have your community or your members of your organization to co-sign this, and then it goes. This goes to blockchain, and blockchain keeps references to exact source codes, sources, and your request. It keeps tracks of how many capacity you have reserved for your solution, and then this autonomous capacity reaches out to blockchain and gets instructions from this blockchain and deploys the solution on top of blockchain. So you also you can in very basic case, you can just deploy Ubuntu virtual machine and do whatever you want on this Ubuntu. But in more advanced stage, you can, if you deploy and if you use all these possibilities, you can deploy solutions that will act fully autonomously and will execute only source code that was requested by blockchain. So you can have full traceability of every line of code, what was executed and what was deployed on your servers. And you can be sure that no any unauthorized code was able to get there, and it was done only what you requested. And if any of these nodes goes down, then you can easily, the system can easily create another node and migrate everything there, because all instructions already registered on blockchain, on this blockchain database. I can send you a link, use this link, and you can read in more details. It's I hope, I mean, did you get this idea, or do you have questions?
Yeah, so I basically, I remember this is what I looked through. I looked through like the manual, like I said, a few months ago, but I didn't finish looking through all of it. But the more I looked at it, the more excited I got, because what I wanted, what you're saying was, I want complete freedom, because Holochain, because they're not there yet, because they still haven't got the hosting network, you know, Holo up and running. And I really needed someone to host, so that's why I was gonna like patch my own Holo port, like my own rogue port, like do it myself. But then you guys have already got the whole grid already there, and that's what you said about having a virtual machine. That's what I need, because the OASIS API is written in .NET, so but now .NET is cross-platform with .NET Core. Well, .NET 5 now has come out, and that can run on Linux and Mac as well, and it can run on Apache server. So basically, I can basically, you got to install some things and add-ons for Apache server. That's why I need full control. That's why what minute of Holochain I can't host. But if I can host my own virtual machine, I'm not sure. Do you use Docker? Is it you use, or do you have your own like virtual image, or how does it work? Like everyone set up your own like Apache server running on a node or something?
Yeah. So right now we have several predefined recipes, but you can easily import any Docker container, any Docker image, and you can run any Docker image on top of, like, you can deploy any Docker image after importing. And as soon as we deploy VDC, you will be able to use it even in more easier way. So this concept that I tried to explain to you about smart contract for IT, it's for us, it's kind of like heart of our, like one of the parts, one of the sections of the heart of our system. And because of these properties of the system, you can build, if you use all these possibilities, you can build truly secure solutions. You can build autonomous solutions that works without people, without the need for admins to log in and check what's going on wrong, etc. And you can deploy. You can provide full ownership of the data for your users. For example, like you can build solutions where people will know that you will have access to, you cannot manipulate with their data, and they have direct ownership with your data. So this is like the three elements: security, data ownership, and autonomous operations can be made possible using this like this concept. that we've built into the system.
That smart contract for IT, that's really, I'm looking forward to. I just see that's one of my my gifts. I love just look at new technology and then like doing things that other people don't really do with it, kind of thing. I'm like a visionary. I kind of see long way into the future, and when I've seen this, I lost lots of light bulbs. I'm looking at this, I've seen lots of potential, because you've got a lot of freedom there, and I like how you made it very open. That's what I like. I don't like closed systems. I like it open and extendable, solid, good practices. So it's modular and we can extend, and that reminds me, like that's one example. The OASIS API is like, rather than having like writing a contract, smart contract in Ethereum, and then you got to port that to EOS.io, because we had to develop 2 different smart contracts for that, and then you can't run smart contracts on Holochain. That's what I want to solve. I want to do it so you write one smart contract and it can run anywhere, kind of thing. So and OASIS API will automatically convert it and do what it needs to do underneath the hood. So it's like I said, it's like an abstraction layer on top of it. So it's like another really simplified, similar to what you guys are doing. It's extracting away all the complexities, so anyone can just have the power of all of them blockchains and all of doing decentralized distributed technology without having to get into their hands to it. But at the same time, they can dive deep into the API. The API allows the power user to go deeper and really and customize everything, so it isn't closed, so you can change stuff. But at the same time, it can be like a 5GL, 4GL language where you can abstract away all those complexities and just get things, just make it work. Damn it, button. Just make this contract run across everything, and I don't care how you do it, kind of option. So it's for really simple, intuitive interface. I like to build for it, but at the same time, it's very powerful underneath the hood. And I feel you guys got the same ethos, what I can see. So I think we're going to work very well together, and I'm really excited to see when we combine these bits together. And it's going to be very powerful. It's going to be very, that's the power of unity consciousness. When we work together as one team, rather than trying to do things in silos, it's amazing what we can do together.
Okay, do you see
Mohan, you ready? Mohan, are you ready?
Yeah. I think I'm pretty comfortable right now. Can jump in for a few minutes. So
maybe sorry, Mohan. I think Nikolai wanted to finish the thought.
A couple of more minutes. I just wanted to show you. Here's the current interface of our Treebot, and it has. You can interact with it on a deeper, on API level, with more flexibility. But here is kind of UI that we built on top to simplify regular, some routine and simple tasks. So you have dashboard to monitor its status. You can add your wallets with tokens to automate payments for your reservations. You can create capacity pools. So you reserve some chunk of capacity, and then you can use this capacity to deploy new solutions. And here are options that we have built in already. And you can also submit your own additional possible solutions. And of course you can deploy generic container as I mentioned, from imported from Docker, etc. And you can deploy networks, you can deploy web gateways to bridge your internal networks with regular internet. You can monitor your solutions, deployed workloads. Sorry, probably.
Wow, thank you. This is amazing. This is exactly what I needed, because where I got to my downloads was I could see the O nodes, and then I needed the way to load balance the O nodes, and I created a thing called O portal, and I knew that wasn't my piece, because I could see bits of it, and it's getting down into the network and the routing levels, and I need a way of a decentralized distributed way of managing that, and it was that you guys have built that. So thank you. This is what I love. As we connect to each other, we can see where the overlaps are. So when you get the downloads and visions, you can see other people, bits of people's pieces, but I don't need to worry about the detail of it. So that's great. Thanks.
I want to give voice. Nikolai, you finished, or I can? Cool. Mohan, now you can jump in, brother.
Hey guys, it was a very amazing discussion on the potentials of ThreeFold. I must say I've been constantly trying to get started with ThreeFold for at least about the last 3 months. I've been in contact with Royal. So initially we first started to set up a hardware here with ThreeFold.
In India.
And then
India.
like there was a kind of an update, in India, and there was an update that you guys were making. So we kind of like were waiting, and I think a couple of weeks before that major update was released, and there was a new token that was also announced. If I'm not wrong, it's called ThreeFold A, right? So as per the new onboarding process, I've been like really trying to get this TFT tokens. I must say, like, as a first hand user trying to get on board to TFT, the liquids that TFT is, the exchanges that the TFT is available now, like liquid and like few others, those have been like not at all, basically they are not recognizing the KYC for the Indians. So it's virtually impossible for somebody who is outside this major euro or US currency to even like buy ThreeFold tokens. And when I was like kind of getting on board, not only me, I was like also pitching ThreeFold to all of my friends and like other fellow startups around me, and everyone loved it. But unfortunately no one is able to like actually enter because there is like a major bottleneck with the exchanges.
Yeah, I got it. So thank you for sharing. This indeed, we are like most of our team located in Europe, in Egypt, in Dubai, and we may not so well aware about like
Have you
may not pay enough
Mohan,
attention.
have you
Yeah.
tried BTC Alpha? So BTC Alpha is the so we're listed in on two exchanges. So Liquid, which are so the process, the KYC process is a little bit is straightforward but a little bit complicated, right? I think for BTC Alpha it's also quite good. It's a good user experience. I think you'll be okay from the KYC process.
Also we like ThreeFold token available on Stellar DEX. So there is no requirements like verification requirements.
I generally use Binance, since Binance hosts like even last night I bought like some hollow tokens in Binance. It'll be like really great if you guys could like I would definitely try Stellar and also Alpha BTC. But as far as I remember, like I've actually tried honestly all of these other options apart from Liquid. And the catch there in all of the other exchanges is that you have to like buy at least for a certain amount of USD, like let's say 100 or 1,000. That was like a minimum buy in these exchanges. But Liquid was the only exchange that would allow to buy on any denomination. So even funds were also a like little bit of issue. Like for example, if I pay $60, if I could get an year of Google cloud service platform, I don't want to like put $1,000 or something, which is like about 10 or 15 years worth of amount for such a service, right? So
Indeed, there is a space for growth for us in this sense. But yeah, I propose to talk outside of the call, and I will help you and guide how to get ThreeFold tokens.
No, actually, I've been in touch with the support team, the Royal, if you know him,
Sure.
from Netherlands. He's been like really helpful. I've even like tried to exchange some tokens. Like I thought, like I told him at least if you could like lend me some tokens, I could send you some USD. But he told basically the tokens that he have is only for the reserve. You don't have extra to like spare to me. So I don't know, like
I can help you. Let's connect after the call, and I will help you with it.
yeah, sure, because we have a lot of like web apps and websites that have been like running on other GCP, Cyberpanel, Hostinger, and like kind of fragmented all over. We wish to like kind of put together everything in ThreeFold. And not only us, we are like also encouraging a lot of our friends and fellow startups in India to like migrate to ThreeFold architecture. But
I would yeah, go on, Stephen. Yeah.
No, I'll be happy if you guys could like help me. Not only me, but basically like remove this whole problem of like and also like I really hate this process of KYC, because if you guys remember during the initial transaction when we were like onboarding our tokens, we had to like complete a KYC process. for the Bitcoin and everything, right? Like it gives
That's correct.
anonymity, privacy, and everything. But if you give KYC to the wallet, it's like know your customer. Then the core selling point of transparency, the privacy is like have to be
Absolutely.
sacrificed.
Okay,
But for
reaching.
sure, like one last thing, Mohan, we'll connect like right after this call, and yeah, for sure we're gonna help you out and make sure that you get your workflows on the grid and just like test things out. But we'll get things done for sure. Yeah, go
Brilliant.
ahead, Domi.
Yeah, cool. To me, that is a segue to one of the overall intentions of a potential shared mission on this group of people that are here. As I said, collaboration between OASIS API in this connection that has been explored, avatar system, crystal twin, the hosting, but also the concept of this karma system and this new concept of a token based on this concept that actually is Mohan who has been pioneering. And I would like to, now that we're moving into the token aspect, I would like to read something that Mohan wrote in one paper that we share with Christoph. And I would like Mohan to comment on what is the state of this and how he actually would see moving forward. But I want to read that text so people get the sense that I've been trying to share among all of us, which is development of a consensus protocol based on how consciousness interferes with randomness in a holochain or TFT-based crypto token whose value will be determined by the trade of this decentralized source of quantum randomness, and the users will be rewarded with a fraction of the token every time they interfere with the local randomness in their own hardware. Now, the non-technical approach and non-scientific approach that I understand based on what Mohan has developed, in case it provides a first seed of what this is that, and this is what we share with Christoph, we have an energy field around all of us that is providing a source of quantum randomness. And when we use our consciousness, our state of consciousness in a coherent state, it means that randomness gets reduced. The pixel, it all gets more coherent, let's say. And Mohan has developed or engineered a filter that can be applied to the webcam, the cams of your phone and the cams of IP cams all over the world that would detect when someone is using their consciousness in a coherent state, which actually is a measurement of when you are, as I understand it, most aligned with your own inner truth. You are acting or using your consciousness in a state of service to the whole, which is aligned with yourself. That's how I understand it. And it's as simple as using the camera, that is the CMO sensor of the camera of your phone. And we were talking about with Christoph that everyone could have just, use their phone to identify themselves, also provide a cryptographic solution based on this filter that uses randomness, but not only that, but even also conceptualize the concept of a token, which is based on this coherence, when you are acting in a state of coherence. This is my own understanding, and I would love Mohan to maybe complement this thought, because again, this may be a shared intention that we all could share, maybe this concept plugging into a karma system of the OASIS API and holding it all on top of ThreeFold.
Totally.
But I would love to explore this. Yeah. Mohan,
Yeah, so the idea is like very, very simple. I think like Lumi has done a great job of like explaining it. Like I would like give a little bit of refactoring though. Basically it's playing with electronic noises and the theory of like how consciousness could actually be sensed in this noise system, like highly random systems. There are like certain statistical parametrics that we can apply to this complex system to observe this system, these systems moving towards a particular way or like showing a particular trend would help us infer that there is like an act of consciousness that is inferred with the process of the system itself. So with this theory in hand, I was like looking for exploring this idea and setting up kind of a grand global experiment And the source of randomness that I have picked in for this experiment is the CMOS sensor, which is like
The
capable
camera.
enough to give quantum level cryptographic randomness. Yeah, the camera has a sensor which is like basically it converts photon to electron and back to photon. So during this conversion process, there is some amount of quantum noise that is very intrinsic to the system. So that makes it a potential hardware for experiment. And since that is very common hardware, and that's also in people's smartphone, which can be connected to a network, so we can it provides us the possibility to like look at the behavior of one specific system, like let's say one specific smartphone, and like a group of many phones, or a particular town, city, country. Like we can like go on a macro level to a micro level on a I see it as a Google map, like a visualization where if you go to a particular town or a city, you will see like a local entropy over that local region. And if you come back to the global level, you will see the maximum coherence of the planet of the particular instant at that time. So that's kind of the whole idea. And to back this idea as a tokenomic system, to come into tokenomics, what I was thinking is like basically what we are using is like a quantum proof random system. And there is also a requirement for verifiable cryptographically secure randomness across the internet for various security purposes, encryption, and like all of that. So I thought this randomness that the system is producing can be traded for as a value exchange system. So, and the redistribution of the token's value can be done through how much an individual is able to affect the system, or like how much a collective group of individuals have tried to change the trend of a particular system. So that's kind of like the both the sides of like what's the experiment and what's the outcome, and also like how it can be monetized. So that way whoever is participating in this experiment or like an application can get incentivized through our own token.
And I would like to share that we are in touch with research institutions through some partners or friends of us that are working on this concept of a global coherence initiative. It's a Institute of Genetic Sciences, and others are working on this concept of creating a state of global coherence around the world. So with that being said, this is my own personal understanding of how we could all just come together in some kind of alliance or foundational agreement on creating a collective experiment or a collective mission of integrating the technologies as Mohan has explained, the biofield and the coherence on a way that could actually be at some point tokenized through the ThreeFold token, holochain, holofield token. That's something that would be, have to be discussed. But using hopefully OASIS API as the karma system that distributes that coherence, and also all of it built on top of the ThreeFold grid. Raymond, I don't know if you're...
So basically, Alumi, I would like to interfere here. As David has built this karma system to be, it's I think it's built to be it's built to be like very divergent. So I would suggest, whatever the coherence thing that I'm developing, that we are working on, I don't see this only being the main factor of determining a karma of a person, because there could be also many other factors that can come into play when it is like a larger scenario, right? When you're trying to build like a whole narrative and a user journey, you have to take into account of like a lot of other parameters, like social media activities, their behavioral pattern, like are they picking up litter, are they like this kind of thing. So the biofield aspect of it is one part of determining a person's karmic index. And we are working on creating our own exclusive token to be utilized. And the token itself will be like uh, unique for the purpose.
Absolutely. But that is something like really, really interesting. Do you have any doc, any site by any materials we can look at just to really deep dive into that?
Yeah.
What I'm going to do after that is I'm going to create a Telegram group with the participants of this call, and I think we'll be able to either share this recording, that would be nice, and also the follow up on different talks and conversations that need to follow through.
So
Raymond,
the whole concept is kind of like I've been like personally documenting and mind mapping it, and there's like not like a very standard documentation that would readily make you understand, but I would encourage you to like ask as many questions as possible to me like right now, to if you wish to like get a clear in-depth understanding of it, because me would give you a greater idea than the document that I would make or I made.
I have a question. What is the top, like couple of top use cases that you keep in mind for this type of system?
So the top use case is, basically any cryptographic encryption would require a public key as a seed, and that seed will be used to run the cipher to generate like a cryptographically encrypted key. So to generate this seed function for the cipher, there are like a lot of ways to harvest it. Like some systems use the temperature fluctuations in the CPU to get the noise source, or like the quantum ring oscillator in smartphones can be that source. So essentially at the end of the day, for a particular system, the seed function have to come from that particular system itself, or it could like come from a kind of a centralized source. Let's say for example, there is a company called Cloudflare which is providing SSL certificates for like at least 20% of the internet, and the main source of randomness that they use for all of this SSL certificates is they are imaging an array of lava lamps on their office shelves, like literally like random lava lamps, and they are like looking at the random fluctuations between like two successive frames of the image to obtain a noise source. So the same concept that how we are utilizing it is like how the source is coming from Cloudflare, one centralized party to many 20% of the internet. We are making a protocol where anyone with this application can participate in providing secure public key for encryptions, and how many keys that they are contributing, the value will be like determined by the system, and they'll be rewarded for it as well.
I just I feel that I understand to some degree what you're doing, and I'm really excited. I think there is like it can be a big market for.
I just want to say as well, like the other use case was for the game Our World, which is built on top of the OASIS API, and it says your avatar. And one thing I was using was playing around with also EEG headbands. I want to read people's emotions. So your emotions affect your aura and your character. So if you're happy, you're always brighter, and you can see people's chakras as well, and your emotions affect the weather in the game, and also use force power. So you have to focus your mind, and you can move things with your hand and your mind. By using this technology, this is exactly what I wanted, because I wanted to work out what people's vibration was, and actual real-time light quotient. So if I can read the biofield, read the aura real time, then I can map the aura onto your avatar, onto the digital twin. That's why I call it infinite reality. So it's like a two-way mapping. So I saw this in my visions years and years ago, like about 10 years ago, when I started downloading Our World. I saw this, and then I thought I had to create this technology. I had the headband, and then that's why it's great connecting people. Like you guys have got the network stack, and Mohan has got the biofield part. So it's beautiful, and to me, it's just plug and play. It's like Lego, and I'm just plugging the bits together, and it's great. We're all building this thing I saw, and it's so great. I didn't have to build it all, so I got really good use case for it as well.
And that's why I'm interested also Raymond, I don't know if you're still with us here, active, but interested in hopefully having a shared agreement on one of your governance models that are designed for actually taking forward alliances between these kind of projects. We were having yesterday this call that you can actually guide us into, really distilling what is the shared mission among all of us, and hopefully grounding it in with the protocols that you've been developing in regards of really grounding a collaboration that is effective and could actually even be financially supported. You had actually told us that you had the venues to facilitate such a process.
Yes.
So I would really love that all of these beautiful concepts and ideas are actually grounded in something that we can move forward in a very grounded way. And maybe you can assist us or share us a bit about how you would allow us to do that, or enable us, or help us facilitate.
Yeah, absolutely. Protocol.love is a protocol for essentially voluntary vulnerable transparency. So I think that is one of the keys as we all begin to operate more collaboratively and cooperatively in the global environment, and we can actually build a new economy based on our commitment to those things between each other. So that's what Protocol.love enables by proposing, if you were going to operate with vulnerable transparency, what would you need to share and how would you share it? And so Protocol.love makes the proposal of the answer to those questions. And so generally, as a computer programmer, since 1980, I'm mostly a computer geek. I'm not really a group facilitator. However, I have found myself in the position of having been successful in Game A and been successful with activist startups and been parts of so many startups that went nowhere, that I've kind of decoded some of the things in some of the early conversations that a group would have to have if they were going to truly embody Game B dynamics in their operational agreement. And so, I can facilitate sloppily because I'm not a facilitator. I'm a computer geek, but I can, in fact, and have successfully facilitated probably 20 or so groups in going through approximately an 8-hour process to come away with a collective foundational agreement, which serves as roughly something like articles of incorporation meets a lean business plan. So you come away with your organizational parameters, your understanding of what assets you're going to be stewarding, how you're going to be stewarding, how you're going to be making decisions, and then what you're actually up to together, and what are the points, what are the activities that need to start happening.
Sorry, Mohan, you have to mute yourself. Mohan, maybe you, Nikolai, mute him as the host, or Benji. Yeah, there you go. Go on. Sorry, Raymond.
Yeah, no problem. So you would come away with a clear understanding of, as a group, what we're up to and what needs to happen to make this project successful, to actually accomplish the mission, and who's going to do what. And then everybody's sufficiently motivated based on the contribution they want to make. And so it covers questions like equity ownership, like contribution, like all the basic stuff, all the things that can be stumbling blocks for people. And that if the conversations aren't had, it seems like one or more people in the group ends up being able to kind of subtly capture all the value that the group creates. And everybody wakes up one day and goes, hey, oh, what happened? I thought we were collaborating. And then turns out somebody's captured the value. So just to have an open and transparent collaboration forum, I can definitely help do that, and be honored to do it. As my greatest gift to offer these consultations. It's my greatest dharma, I should say, to offer the gift of these consultations, if that should be something that this group is called to embark upon. Thanks, Lumi.
Thank you, Raymond. I think it's brilliant. I mean, I can tell from my own experience that I've been interconnecting us all for a long time, several years, creating a network of people and projects. And at some point I realized that the missing point was this collective foundational agreements in which people would feel actually part of a team that is inter-collective, and And because we have all these brands and all these groups, and it looks like we're just wanting to merge and keep merging and keep merging, but we were missing a collective foundational agreement, actually on feeling a bit more stable in our collaboration. And I was really happy to host this call today because I believe, the players that we've gathered here, ThreeFold hosting with OASIS API, connecting all these other technologies, and this concept of randomness and coherence being absolutely central in our collective consciousness. I thought that we were actually setting the foundation to go into the crafting of the first really powerful collective foundational agreement that at least myself would immerse in with all the players in this call, if everyone here would love to do so. So for me, it would be a yes. I would love to be part of such a process. Maybe it would require a little bit more of exchanges in our part on the group that we're going to create on Telegram to share more documentation or share more intentions. But I personally would love that to happen, Raymond, as soon as we all feel that we want it. I would love to hear thoughts about this by the participants here. You are nodding, David, a lot. So I assume that's a yes from your side.
Yes, very grateful to both you and Raymond for organizing this, because this is what I've been wanting a long time to bring us together. But I'm a techie geek as well, but I didn't have the other side that Raymond's got. So I and the communication side and the organization parts, that's what I didn't have. I'm a technical visionary, but trying to get us all to work together has just been very difficult. So I'm very grateful for this call. Thanks.
Nikolai, what would you say? Yeah, or sorry, who was joining?
Oh, go ahead. Go.
I was just going to ask Nikolai how he perceives such a, that intention, that collective intention. Would you be up to, being part of that?
I looked at protocol.love website. I went briefly, and it sounds like something really interesting. And I'm happy to explore more how we can collaborate with each other and help each other, because we're trying to do something good and something that should be done.
Cool. Mohan, you have comments about it?
Yeah. Definitely, a more organization would definitely help for us to be more and more organized, and to waste less time on having conversations like this. If you have an organizational flow, we could be working by this time.
Cool.
That we are talking.
You want to say something, Raymond? Would you? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was just saying, really the key to success in these early stages is that someone's what I call the source point, right? Somebody's got to get really clear on what the vision is here, be able to write it in a few sentences, and be able to share that with the rest of the group and have the group go, yes, I'm in, I want to do that. And then it's just a matter of deciding which people of the group have the time and space to commit 8 hours to just kind of really formulating the right strategy for how to organize the collective. Mm-hmm. And so that's a process that I'm glad to help walk through once we have a clear mission and vision identified, and we have a group of 7 people that want to go through an 8-hour process. And I'm always honored to do that.
I feel called to be the one source point that's taking in all the inputs of the participants here, eventually, drafts something that everyone resonates and can be written down in a document. I know Analua here, actually Analua, you have not yet participated. Maybe you want to share that. I know you could also assist on this process. You are a bit more operational than me, but I tend to perceive what everyone is holding and integrate and distill it into the fundamentals. Maybe you and Alua could assist on that. But I would really, I feel like I could do such a job and create a Telegram group in which we create a first draft of this in Google Doc and, share it or share the documentation that we need to share based on this first touch base that we've done, and eventually reach that goal of doing such a collective agreement. That's what I would do. Lua, you want to say something?
With pleasure.
Okay. Cool. From my side, nothing else is emerging rather than this shared intention. So maybe we end it here, or maybe someone else want to comment something else. I have the Telegram handle by everyone. I don't know, everyone would be happy with a Telegram group to continue this and then these exchanges of documents. Because sometimes we get into another kind of platforms and we get lost, but I think Telegram is something that we all use. Cool. So for me, that's all. Are we happy with it?
Yeah, thanks, Amy. I was really good for that. I want to dive deeper into the digital twin and crystal twin next time, because I'm really tired. It's been quite a long call, so that's another long conversation. So it's quite a lot to try and fit in one call. But it's good. Let's carry on talking offline on Telegram and coordinate the next moves.
Yeah.
And excited to see where this goes. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Sounds great. Sounds great. I'm really happy about this. So let's close it from here. I will create the group now, and Nikolai, if you can share this recording, I think it's going to help us quite a bit because we share many things, and also share it around would help. Okay.
See you soon.
Thank you, everyone, and see you on the other side. Mohan, finally we see your face. It's nice. And see you on Telegram, and we continue the conversation there.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Have a nice day. Cheers.
Have a nice rest of the day.
Yeah. Thank you.